kill each other too. I would like have 2 donkeys. I would tie like ropes to a chicken, and then like tie the ropes to donkey, and then like do the thing where then you smack the donkey on its ass and it starts running and it rips the chicken and it rips the chicken.
You know what? You'd make Banjo-Kazooies and make them fight each other.
You sew them together.
Yeah, you'd sew a chicken to a dog and make it fight 2 donkeys with their heads taped.
Yeah, just driving a forklift slowly into a cow.
Is a secret.
This is kind of dark, but and like obviously everything I just said is true, and I want to do it. Sure, but I would never like lay a finger on like a cat or a dog. No, obviously. But we do this guy growing up, Chase. I don't know if you remember this. Remember he had that really fat wiener dog? He was like the fattest wiener dog anyone's ever seen.
He went to our school?
Yeah, where it like a wiener dog that looks like a doctor's glove filled with water.
Right.
Like you blew up a doctor's glove.
Right. He was trying to fatten up 4 hot dogs. Yeah.
He backed up in his big truck over the wiener dog. He didn't know it was in the driveway, and it literally exploded.
Oh my god!
Which is so sad, but also like so funny. Oh god! Like it popped like a blimp. It popped like a blimp.
Yeah.
No, it popped like a tick. Like you squished a tick. Just a fat ass full tick.
Fuck. It's so. I am also laughing just because it's so sad and tragic. Like I don't know. I think about it all the time. Unfortunately.
Oh no,
I think about it like once a week.
I've talked about it before. On one of these backcountry Texas roads, I was driving to Mom and Dad's house. It was like midnight and a dog just ran in front of me and I hit it and it was the donkey video. It unfolded.
That's so sad.
On the car. Dude, I had to stop at a gas station and like wipe the window down. Like this dog, like I didn't even go back because I'm like, there's 5 pieces of this dog right now. And I used to dream about it for a little bit, but now I don't.
Dude,
I don't give a fucking shit.
I ran over a bunny once, and I pulled over and like cried. I wanted to kill myself.
I hit a bird one time. Like it hit my windshield, and I started crying so much. But I'm like, don't we have an agreement here? You're supposed to get the fuck out of the way.
Yeah.
Fly.
I don't care about birds. I would kill all birds if I could. I really hate birds. I think
Dude,
they're gross and they're creepy.
When I was in high school on the baseball team, this guy on my team was like, hey, you want to see something cool? And I go, sure. And he's holding a brick in his hand. He drops it, and it lands on a lizard. And it just exploded.
Dude, people are going to be so upset about this episode. We're just talking about animal death for like the past 35
Should we move on to people?
No. You just unlocked a memory. I completely forgot about this. I had a minnow I found and took to class when I was like in 2nd grade, and we were changing to a frog, and it was my minnow. We called it Legs, and one day it had grown legs, and over the weekend it hopped out of its thing.
Oh, it's like a tadpole or whatever?
It was like a tadpole with like just little frog legs. It hopped out of its little enclosure and dried up and died. And I was really fucking sad. And so we had a funeral for it, and we buried it in the yard before recess. And then after recess, I saw some kindergartners over where we had buried it. I went over there, dug it up, and were pissing on it.
Oh my
God. Dude, and I was like, as a 2nd grader, I was like 5'11", so I was like, what the fuck are you doing?
Dude, I have a really fucked up story that I've told on the podcast before, but my buddies, these 2 friends growing up who lived on a farm in Shadow Hills. Have you heard the story? It doesn't matter. So they were dirt poor, and this guy who owned this farm let their family live there if they did like, ranch work or like farm work, Mm-hmm. And I'm maybe like 7 or 8 years old, and I had pet rats. They knew I liked rats. I had pet rats growing up, and they wake me up at like 3 a.m. one night with a flashlight in my face. 2 guys. They're like 6 years older than me. One's holding a handgun, the other one's holding a katana. And they're like, get up, motherfucker, come with us. I was like, where are we going? I'm so scared. And we walked to these chicken coops, and there's a giant, just plywood, cover this thing. And they're like, hold this flashlight, stand right there, do not move. And I was like, well, okay, whatever you guys say, cool older guys. And they lift up the wood, and it's maybe 200 rats. And they just start unloading round after round and chopping them up with a samurai sword. It was like Fruit Ninja for rats, dude. Just blood everywhere, and I'm crying, because I'm like, these are my pets. And I'm like, oh my God, and then they turned the gun at me. They're like, "Don't move, pussy!" Like, it was the worst.
They pointed the gun.
They pointed the gun at me and be like, "Stay right there, bitch!"
I can't believe this is real.
I swear to God, this is real.
This sounds like a nightmare.
And then, wait, here's the kicker. This is my favorite part of the story, is that we go back and I'm literally like shell shocked. Like my eyes, I can't close my eyes. I'm shaking. It's like the worst thing I've ever seen. And the oldest brother was such a sociopath. He could like tell I was upset. So he goes, "Hey man, I can tell you're upset. Let me show you something fun though, all right? This will cheer you up." And then he showed me cartoon porn of Princess Jasmine getting fucked by her tiger. That's how he made it up to me. I was 7 years old. I just watched 200 rats get massacred, and then he showed me hentai.
That's like what MK Ultra does to children.
Yeah,
that could have like completely wiped your personality.
How am I somewhat okay and normal?
those guys work for the CIA.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just love that you grew up an alpha dog. It's so funny.
No, dude.
Dad, when he was in town, he was like, every morning I'd make him coffee, and he would sit at the kitchen table like Tommy Lee Jones at the end of No Country for Old Men,
Sure.
just staring out the window.
Because, but I haven't dreamed in 40 years. I'm so sad I don't dream anymore. My brain knows there's no fucking point.
And it's like you're just making coffee, and at one point, he just starts talking.
Sure.
He's just in a narrative with himself.
Yeah.
He was just like looking out the window, and he goes, "Yeah, there's this boy named Corey. I don't know if you remember him up in Clarendon, but one time these old boys came down there, and they were talking a bit of mess to Corey, and he wasn't taking it from him. They want to leave him alone, so he bowed up on them." And there was this little kitten walking by, and he picked up the kitten, ripped its head off, and he threw the cat's body and the head at him. And then those boys never bothered him again. I'm like, do you want oat milk with this, or would you want? I can put vanilla in it if you want.
I love telling like that, and those boys never fucked with him again. Let that be a lesson to you, son. If life gets hard, fuck up a kid.
Fuck up a kid.
Rip a cat's head off.
I go, man, Corey was like insane, right? And Dad nods. He goes, yep. He was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Saw him kill a gay guy once. He ripped his head off.
No, wait, I told the story wrong. It wasn't a cat. It was a homosexual
We
man.
used to call fags kittens back then.
Because, well, what we do, they got that name because what we do if we found one, we'd all jack off in a saucepan and make him drink it like milk. And we go, eat shit, fag, and then we cave their head in. But of course, this was different times. This was 2019. Yeah, that's fucking, that's brutal, man. I mean, Dad one time told us casually, like, I didn't know this. I think I was like 18, and Dad was just like, we were talking about like, I don't know, like school stories. He goes, that reminds me, there was a kid in my class who was really weird, and one day he took a gun to school and shot the teacher in the head. It was like a 12-man school. It was a one classroom, 12-man school.
There were 5 people in his class and like 4 in the others.
He lowered the population of the school by 10%.
Yeah, so my dad just casually was like, oh, by the way, I watched a man's head explode one day. And they said he walked over to the...
I tried to historically look it up, and I couldn't find any record of it. But like everybody I've talked to, it's real.
Yeah.
From out there, but it's like I think it's like the first recorded school shooting. Because this was like 1977.
Well, I mean, what are they going to put in the newspaper? America happened, you know?
Yeah.
Like small town America happened.
He was
We have a pioneer in town. A man with a vision lives here.
We should celebrate this day.
But he said he walked across the street to the soda fountain shop and just had himself a Dr. Pepper.
He went. So the guy he was in the hallway with a gun. I think this was his junior year. He's in my dad's class. He was just standing in the hallway with a gun, and then the principal saw him. He goes, "What the hell, boy? You should be." Didn't even register. Like people just had guns.
They just had guns.
He goes, son, gun day is Thursday.
But anyway, then the guy turned around and shot him through the head and killed him immediately.
God,
and then
Jesus.
he just like put the gun in his waistline, walked across the street to the little like corner store.
Yeah.
And he looked at the proprietor, and he laid the gun on the counter. And he said, I've just shot the principal, you need to call the police. And then he sat down and waited for the police to come. And then when they came, they go, why did you do it? And he goes, the devil told me to.
Oh, okay. That was my follow-up question. What was the motivation?
And my dad goes, so you need to go to church. Make sure you go to church, because if I miss a week's service, I want to blow y'all's heads off. Because it'll be my only escape from this hell I live inside. I love being out here. It really brings me back.
When you're out here in the middle of nowhere in Texas, like, we're so close to the epicenter of everything that happened to us, and the only memories that come back is like cats getting their heads ripped off, like people being possessed by the devil and killing the mayor.
No, I literally had the thought, because we're like, we're driving and podcasting. Like, if the local sheriff like pulls us over, he could just skull fuck all of us, and like literally nothing would happen. Dude, we could literally have like Buford T. Justice walk up and we'll be like, well, give me the pretty boy in the back.
Yeah, boss, suck my hog.
Yeah, we try to offer up Connor. We'd offer up Connor as a sacrifice.
He's not a member of the podcast. You can have him.
Yeah.
I like him hairless. I'm going to pet him for a while before I fucking kill him.
We go, sir, he's real smooth like down there, sir.
I'm going to come on his glasses.
The sheriff pulls us over. He goes, I'm up to find you fellas for seeking consent from a lady back in Bastrop. I heard tell you asked her if she was into what you were about to do.
We heard that a few counties back, a woman didn't scream in an experience with you.
We heard back at Trump Burger you used the word economics. And we don't care for that fancy gay shit down
We
here.
can tell you took pictures ironically.
We can tell it's ironic. I mean, one of your boys wearing big gay orange sunglasses like Elton John.
What the world's come to? You ask a woman what she wants. That fucking no consent for old men. Is this car gonna go around you, or?
I'm trying to get
I mean, it's just...
Now Jason's rolling down the window and waving. He's gonna pull up beside us, and it's literally a giant chicken.
Yeah, I wave him right into this truck coming, and he dies.
It's another Four Guys podcasting.
Yeah, we drive. We see an old dirty Jeep, and there's an old man podcasting behind it. Have a good one, sir.
Wow.
Have fun at your Klan rally. We see a kind of old Klan driving a Dodge Dart.
I just told the story that we just edited out of the podcast.
Yeah, that wasn't true. By the way,
it wasn't true.
Yeah.
But in the story, Jace was really cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. He told a story about me getting too much pussy too often. And I was like, dude, I told them I'm sad. They're gonna believe me. Fuck.
Yeah, it's a story about Jace punching a Nazi in the face and getting his dick sucked.
Yeah. I want him to think I'm on Wellbutrin and a loser.
I do kind of miss those stories from 2016, back when comics used to make of that stuff, where they'd be
Oh, yeah.
they'd be like, I was at a bar in Silver Lake, and the Grand Wizard of the KKK rolled up, and I said, eat shit, dickhead.
Dude,
and I held him down, and I punched, and everybody was around me cheering, going, go, 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 go. And the mayor came and gave me a big check for $10,000.
Dude, remember there was like a literal article, like an expose about how Kumail Nanjiani and Thomas Middleditch were called a cuck at a bar in Silver Lake.
By Trump supporters.
Yes, because Trump had just won.
There's a dog. Should I hit it?
Literally a golden retriever.
Oh my God.
There's a golden retriever. Should I
Dude,
pull it
taking
for
its
it?
time, too.
Well, the dogs out here are begging to get killed. You'll drive by dogs, and they'll be like, cool, please.
No, every dog you see is essentially just escaped the Texas Chainsaw Massacre house. It's about to get eaten by its owner.
Yeah, but Kumail and
Thomas Middleditch.
Yeah.
They were at that game.
They got interviewed because somebody called them a cuck.
Yeah, and they're like, it's scary what Trump's like doing to this country.
It's really scary out there. We're not safe.
Meanwhile, Thomas Middleditch was like, holding a woman down at like knife point in the bathroom, supposedly.
Doing Chinese voice.
It's not safe out there. People might accurately identify you.
Thomas was just like, he called me a cuck. I'm just opening my marriage and getting divorced because of it.
We're kind of at the end of the episode here, actually.
How long have we done?
I think before we stopped recording, we were like 15, and now we're at like 45.
Okay.
I like looking at all the pump jacks. Don't you love the damn pump jacks? They're beautiful, aren't they? Just big, rusty sons of bitches
sick.
pulling everything out of the earth to kill us all. Look at them. As long as you see that pump jack swinging, you know that the wheel of death keeps turning.
Yeah. And knowing because that pump jack exists, a guy named like Jack Hitler is now a U.S. Senator in Texas.
I was about to ask for a second. I'm like, are pump jacks pulling oil out of the ground, or is it water? And I'm like, there's no way it's water.
No.
It's Texas.
No.
There's no way it's water.
No, they're like, we found an aquifer of code red. We're gonna pull out.
We're pumping Gatorade.
Yeah, we're gonna pull out red.
They look at soda prices here like it's oil drum prices. Like it's Al Qaeda, but there's like an ocean of Pepsi beneath them.
They're like, damn, Biden, I can't even afford the Mountain Dew Hawaiian Punch combo. I'm supposed to pick
Hawaiian Punch combo.
like a goddamn Muslim.
I gotta drink diet now like a queer.
All right, I guess I gotta drive this so they can call Kumail a cuck. That's where this country's come to.
It's so funny to be like, no, that guy thinks I'm a cuck because he loves Trump. It's not because I am a cuck and I suck ass. It's so funny that, by the way, Kumail Nanjiani is. Did you guys see he's going to therapy now?
Yeah,
because the reviews for Eternals,
right?
Yeah.
Because he turned his body into like a factory farmed cow for the last 3 years. He has like roided up like full body, and then for a movie that nobody cared about.
He has the body of those cows they genetically modified to like miss a chromosome.
He looked like a giant tomato at a shitty grocery store. And for a movie no one saw. And now all those people that are in the Marvel movies just keep doing interviews like, yeah, it's tragic that art is dead and I have to keep flying in the sky and doing shitty things in movies. Like, they all have no respect for the Marvel movies.
I love that everyone's like come to reality moment with the Marvel movies. Like they do their first like non-Marvel movie in like 10 years and they're like, it was actually fun.
Yeah.
I felt like I was creating something.
Yeah, they go, there was a script. I had to learn to read for this one.
Yeah.
Kumail says he has like a lot of trauma from making millions of